What's happening, everybody? This is the Pensive Brothers podcast. This is Aaron.
This is Elliot.
Hope everybody out there is having a fantastical day.
Fantastical.
Today was a rough day for me.
Oh, man. You too, huh?
Yeah, today was a rough day.
Hey, listen, that's Mondays.
Yeah.
Sometimes it be like that.
Actually, that's what Julia told me earlier. So I've been trying to kind of keep my head on straight, but today was a rough day for me, start to finish. But we're here.
Hey.
We made it.
Don't let these people drive you crazy. Don't go postal out here.
So, you got a serious topic, and I've got two nonsense topics.
Okay, we're going to start with the nonsense, and then we'll get serious. How about that?
Good. All right. Topic numero uno.
All right.
Did you know LeBron James is the oldest player in the NBA now?
Did you know that? No, but it's not surprising to me.
I didn't realize, but...
He's been playing for a long time.
Yeah. There's a viral picture of him, of his first season. I think this is his 20th year. So the picture of him in his first season is him basically holding his PS2, getting off the bus.
What a time capsule that is.
Yeah, so he's got a PlayStation 2 under his arm with a tall tee on and baggy jeans.
A school bus or like...
No, in the NBA.
Yeah, because he went straight out of high school, right?
Right, but no, on the NBA bus. He was getting off the bus.
With his PlayStation 2.
With his PlayStation 2, about to go to his hotel room,
That's
before
crazy.
a game in a different city or whatever.
Wild.
And then this year, in his 20th year, he took another picture in the exact same, style.
With a PS5?
With a PS5.
Yeah.
And it's like... Wow. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Listen, LeBron, the only person who, as he gets older, his hairline moves forward. I don't know how he's doing it.
I don't either.
He's
hair
paying
plugs.
the best. I don't even think he got plugs. I think he's doing like Bosley for Men or like the, what do they call it? The little rollers with the spikes in them.
Aerating? Like a yard?
I mean, it functions like that, but that's not what it is. It's literally, it's like micro needling or microblading. I don't know. Somebody in the comments will tell you, but it's a roller with like little spikes on it, and you run it across your skin. Dermal rolling, I think is what it's called. And you run it across your skin, and you're stimulating the follicles. That's what they say. And supposedly it works. I don't know, because my hairline is still where it is, and hopefully it stays that way.
Shout outs to Mom.
I know,
for hooking a brother up with the good hair.
Listen.
Because I'm a little nervous. I know I'm a little peasy on the sides. I'm going to brush it. It's all good.
But yours, you ain't got the rising tide on the corners. That's what you got to look out for.
Yeah.
So, I think we got future Hairlines. I think we're going to be all right there.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good on the gene pool.
For that, yeah.
We got Dad's teeth.
Yeah.
Mom's hair.
Yeah. Listen, a good mix of the two complexions. We not too dark. We both like medium brown.
We're all taller than our dad, so our height's not bad.
We made out. Now, if we could just, we get up off this weight, we'd be doing something.
Well, that's why I just left the gym. I just got home.
And I'm going after we leave here.
Yeah,
so we going to get there. We going to get there. All right. So
nonsense topic number one. Out of the way.
Out of here. What's the next one?
Okay, the second one I wanted to ask you. Weirdly spelled words. What you got? Because I've got a few.
Weirdly spelled words.
I'm starting with Old Faithful. It's Colonel in the military.
That is a good one, actually.
It's like, there's a lot of words that, so I have two categories. I have words that are just spelled strange to me, and then I have words that are like, I just struggle to spell them, but they're not spelled strange. Canceled. I never can tell if there's two L's or one L in
That's
the word
actually
canceled.
a really good point. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's not hard. Wait, are there two L's?
Yeah, see, now you're thinking.
Yeah, I literally...
I bet you, everyone that's listening to this, I bet you have spelled the word canceled with one L and two L's.
Listen, my kryptonite is the word business.
Oh, yeah, busyness. B-U-S-I.
Every time, that's the only way I can remember how to spell it. I have to go B-U-S-S-I-N-E-S-S?
No. Yeah.
See, I'm already sunk. It's one S.
B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S.
Listen, the bro's gonna get me. I can already tell.
Wait.
They're gonna get you too. I don't know. You asking the wrong one.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm good at spelling when I'm typing and when I'm writing, but because I can look at it and say, oh, that's not right. But as far as just reciting it.
Listen, I'm so happy I was born in the age where we have spell check. Could you imagine if it was like 1966 and you're on a typewriter?
Can you imagine how many words were just spelled wrong back then?
Listen,
like nobody saw it or caught it.
All right. It was just a typo. It was just going to be like that. But
because if you catch it, that's even worse.
Right.
Because now you got to retype.
Listen, and they probably like, they knew what I meant. I can just keep going. Ain't no way I'm going back to
gosh, imagine writing, because I remember one time Pastor Ben was talking about how historically they had people that would write Bibles by hand.
Yeah,
So
literally.
once you finished it,
transcribe the whole thing.
yeah, they would sell it. So they would transcribe
Yeah.
the entire Bible, and then you get another one, and you transcribe another Bible,
Yeah.
and you get another one. So, but imagine if you spelled a word wrong, like in the middle of the page. You gotta just start the whole page over.
No, you don't. You just scratch that one out.
I mean,
listen. Here's the crazy part to me. Okay, if you're transcribing Bibles all day, bro, you gonna know that junk by memory eventually. It's gonna be so many. Like by the time you do it like 50 or 60 times, the whole book front to back, you gonna know the whole thing.
It's so crazy because, so when we think about the older generations that tell us, "Oh, in my day, things were better," right? Imagine being a Bible transcriber, and then you retire one day. You've been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years,
right?
And then they come out with like the printing press.
Bruh, I'd be sick. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if you'd be mad or if you would be happy. Because you'd be like, listen, I made money this whole time and they outmoded my job as soon as I retired. So I'm glad I'm not one of them people that's still transcribing stuff by hand.
Yeah, the cotton gin, the printing press, the original AI.
Can you, I feel like right now, like that's what people are looking at. If you do like hand-drawn art, a lot of people are like, oh, AI art is going to put us out of business. One, I don't think that's actually true. Most AI art has to be generated off of already existing art.
Yeah.
I think for most commercial applications, which is really where it's going to hurt like your artist, AI art is going to be easier. But if you're looking for like actual expression,
you're right. And I think you're going to be missing the human touch.
You are.
Like there's a big fight right now, about the unions. If you guys don't know, there's a lot of unions that are fighting right now in the Hollywood industries for actors, writers, producers. They're basically striking for better working conditions. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about in the contracts that these unions are fighting for to avoid the use of AI scripts, and some people want them to use AI scripts just so they can get back to work and get back to making shows, movies, TV, whatever. But to me, I really feel like you're going to be missing the human aspect of creation. I feel like there's something to be said about just human thought, human experience when you write these scripts, when you write these stories. I don't know. To me, I feel like you're going to be missing. So even with art, you're talking about paintings and stuff.
The other problem is, I think when you're talking about like, if you're talking about like AI writing, I don't think it's not even the same as AI art. Because the thing about like a visual medium is if you're generating that off of already existing pictures, like there are reference points. There's only so many ways to draw like a cat, right? So you can draw the cat more or less creative with more or less like stylistic preference.
Yeah.
Change the hair to be wild and flowy or short and whatever. But when you're talking about writing, like you have to tell a story that connects with a person who doesn't know where the story is going. So when you're talking about AI, if the AI is generating off of stories that have already been created. Like every time you watch a movie that's generated by AI, you're gonna know where the story is going. It's gonna feel formulaic.
That's
it's actually
that's how I feel.
But I think this is more of an issue with like writing. Like I don't think AI really will ever be able to produce like a well written story the same way AI can produce like a really nice picture or even like a really nice melody, because most of melodies is like it's numbers, right? So if you know how the system works, you can probably come up with all the possible melodic combinations, and the expression will be gone in like how you play the notes and all of that stuff. But
what do you think of like? We're gonna move you back into the camera frame here, sir.
Nah,
because you're like
I'm gonna be right off.
So what do you think about some people? I actually think Andrew Yang talked a little bit about this. The idea of us as a society benefiting from the savings that we get out of AI. So, for example, a lot of people, Bernie Sanders, I've seen talk about this too. They talk about the fact that in the idea of AI, you're going to be getting rid of jobs, right?
Yeah.
You're going to harm a lot of people in the economy. But at the same time, there's a lot more money that can be made. And those people are saying that we as a society should benefit rather than just giving a corporation all of the profits to lay off all these workers. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that?
I think I think it goes even deeper, because I've always had a problem with the fundamental formulation of like what profit means to a corporation. I think somewhere we went wrong when we started thinking that profit, like the actual dollars and cents that a company is bringing in, is the only like profit that should be considered when you're talking about a company. I think if you don't look at all of the other things that a company brings to a community as part of their like profitable venture, I think you are actively making your company less valuable than it otherwise would be. I'll give you an
Could
example.
be, yeah.
I'll give you an example. If you go to a town that does not have any kind of factory, right, and you build a factory, it's not just the widgets that the factory is making and the money that the factory is making based on building widgets that makes that factory valuable.
Right.
It's the living that it provides to people that are working in that area. It's the business that it provides by having a centralized location where lots of people are going to congregate. That also means there's a centralized location where other people can provide services and products to that group of people. So if you, in my mind, if you monetize the fact that, hey, we're a profitable company because we're bringing in money and we're, making a profit, but also we're a profitable company because we're generating the opportunity for all these other small businesses to exist. And here's how we're benefiting from those other small businesses benefiting. We have the best employees because people want to come here and live. It's kind of like the New York City model, right? So the reason New York City was so popular for so long, LA had kind of the same thing, is like they were the place to go for specific industries. And because they were the place to go for specific industries, like it created this environment where all of these other business ventures that otherwise would never exist can exist. So you can have a bodega that sells like grocery store stuff, but they also got a kitchen in the back where they make sandwiches during the lunch break.
Yes, sir. Get you a chopped cheese.
You can have a $1 pizza shop sitting on in the middle of a street somewhere where literally these mugs are just churning out pizzas all day, and people are just walking in, grabbing a pizza for $1 or $5 or whatever, and walking out. Like those kinds of businesses can only exist when you have a certain like volume of people in a specific area. So,
and I think the thing you said was, you have a problem with the way that we basically have shifted to only looking at the dollar and cents the company makes, right?
Yeah.
So I think the moment that happened is honestly when companies started buying politicians. Because and I'll tell you why I say that. So as you know, and a lot of people might know, historically in America, CEO pay, executive pay was roughly 20-30 times what the average employee makes.
It was like in line. Like they were like this together. They go up, kinda...
Because the average person or the average leftist, the average Democrat, the average Republican, it's not that they're saying CEOs shouldn't make a lot more money than the average worker.
No.
I think that the problem is when we started allowing these corporations to purchase politicians, they started changing the rules.
Yeah.
So back then, you could get one standard factory job fresh out of high school and you would have enough money to buy a home in that community, take care of a family on one income, and the company was profitable. General Motors was the number one hiring company in America, like they had the most employees, where now it's companies like Amazon and Walmart, which to be a General Motors worker in the 1950s compared to being a Walmart worker in 2023, your buying power is not the same.
Yeah. And
so that is when I think a lot of those rules started changing.
Yeah. And so there are two things that I'll say about that. One is I keep going back to the example of I can never remember the guy's name, and I really need to like write it down or something so I can remember. There was a guy who owned a company, and basically he was making like his $1 million CEO salary, and all his employees were making, competitive wages, right? So they were making like 30, 40, 50,000, somewhere there about. And basically he had an encounter with one of his employees who said, hey, I can't work for you because you're paying me $45,000. He's like, $45,000 is a competitive wage, and I'm like, I can't live on that. Like, it's not enough. I'm struggling to pay my bills. I can't get my kid in daycare. I can't afford to get a new car. And it really, the weight on him, because he's like, listen, I'm take home $1 million a year, and I'm not spending most of that. Like, I could take like half of that money home. Yeah. Literally, I could take half that money home and give every single employee in the company $75,000 a year, and I wouldn't even notice.
I remember that story.
And so he literally did that, and his company not only got more profitable, but his employees were way happier. The retention immediately
turnover stopped.
Turnover stopped because when you're paying people $75,000, the thing that I don't know how to express this to people who don't believe it intrinsically. Like, there are a lot of people who intrinsically believe, oh no, because they've met lazy people. Listen, everybody is trying to be lazy. Everybody's trying to get over it. And I think the problem is the majority of people are not actually trying to get over it. The majority of people are jaded. So if you give people a reason to believe that better nature will prevail, they will believe that. But everybody keeps operating on this weird like game theory-esque paradigm where they're literally like, hey, listen, I think everybody's out to screw me, so I'm gonna screw everybody first. And
Yeah, and then also, in that same vein, the thought process of all the workers are basically trying to be lazy, trying to get as much money by doing as little work.
as little as possible.
Yeah, but if you flip that, isn't the company doing the same thing?
Yes,
They're trying to get the most work out of you.
Yes.
By paying you the least amount.
Like,
where
as little as possible.
I've been so happy to see these unions striking lately, seeing labor power going up, because to be honest with you, without effective labor fight back, companies can do whatever they want. So that's why we have seen record increases of profits, yet wages, when you tie them to inflation, have been stagnant since the 1970s. So it's like we're kind of in a situation right now where we need to, one, demand more of our politicians to protect the workers in the country and not just protect big business and protect CEOs and executives, but also we need to demand more of those executives. Like, it's crazy for you to have a company, you make billions and billions of dollars, you don't pay federal taxes, or some of these companies, they get refunds. Like, you're not paying federal taxes, and then you're not even paying your workers, and then you're crying bankruptcy, or we can't afford it, we need our $17 billion in profit to do stock buybacks.
Yeah, I mean, the other issue that I have is quite often, like, people are using all of these formulations of their business to basically not claim any income.
Yeah.
And I think they don't want to change anything because all the people who get to make the rules are also the people who get to benefit from the fact that they can use all these tricks not to claim any income. But I think the other problem is, shout out to, I believe it's Clear Value Tax. He's a guy on YouTube. He has like a financial information type show. And he talks a lot about how a lot of the analysts who are on TV and who get the big jobs in Washington tend to just be liars. Like, their whole thing is they want to get a cushy job. They want to get a cushy position. And you can actually see this with like Larry Summers and